guys, welcome back. This is Random Thoughts Thursday, and I am going to be talking about Cassie, Malik Yoba, and Demi Moore. All right, so Cassie is now Mrs. Alex Fine. Cassie and Alex got married yesterday. They're also expecting their first child together, a little girl. I am so happy for Cassie. And, there have been some people saying that, wow, she's giving up, Diddy's money, his connections to be with a trainer. Now, here's my thing. Cassie has been with Diddy, what, 10 years, little over 10 years? I mean, pretty much her adult life, okay? And, okay, yeah, Diddy has money, yeah, he has connections, but where has that gotten her? Like, when you really think about it, I mean, Cassie, she's been in some movies, she had her music career, but for the most part, she's been Diddy's girlfriend. That's what she's been. And, there's rumors that he was abusive to her, and, the going back and forth between her and Kim Porter. So, to me, I think Cassie got to the point where she weighed her options and is like, look, I'd rather be happy, not deal with a whole bunch of drama, than be with someone who will probably never marry me. I mean, she was younger. She's young enough to the point where she could have kids. He probably didn't want any more kids. So her life was pretty much stunted. And at any given moment, he could have gotten rid of her. And then what? So I'm happy for her. Money isn't everything. Cassie, I think there's still potential for her to make it in Hollywood if that's what she wants to do. You know, because by all accounts, her being with Diddy, I mean, it didn't really catapult her career when you think about it. But anyway, I'm very, very happy for her. I hope that her and her husband. I think it's funny though how he was her trainer that Diddy hired for her, and they end up getting together. But I wish her happiness. Hope they have a healthy, happy baby, and Diddy just do his thing. Now, Diddy rumored to be with Lori Harvey, which is Lori is like what 20, 21. So that's a story for a whole nother day because that whole situation with her being close to Kim and you know basically looking at Kim as a mother figure and then turn around and start dating Puffy. But anyway, this random thoughts edition is not going to be about him and Lori. But congratulations to Cassie and Alex. All right, Malik Yoba. Lord Malik. So, Malik Yoba had a sit down interview with The Root. Okay. The person interviewing him name's Terrell. They started with the whole, basically starting off with his tweet. The tweet that everyone was talking about at one point with him posting basically in support of the transgender community. Okay. And during that time, he mentioned he was attracted to transgender women. Now, okay, let me get my random thought on that. I at the time did not take it as he was involved with transgender women. And what I mean by that is with him saying he has attraction towards them, I personally didn't see it as a big deal. Okay? Let me just say this. I don't care who you love, who you with, who you sleep with, who you're attracted to, whatever. To each his own. Who am I to judge? Who am I to say who you can be with, who you're attracted to? My whole thing is just be honest with the people you are involved with. If you are gay, bi, whatever, just whomever you decide to be intimate with, just let them know. Just be upfront with it. That's my only thing. Anyway, So, him saying that he had attraction for transgender women, I personally didn't see a big deal about it because you can see, I've seen some transgender women that are gorgeous. Okay, gorgeous. So, let's say him seeing them just off the bat, not knowing if they're transgender and he find them attractive, that's how I looked at it. Okay, I mean, hey, I did. I'm pretty sure you have some transgender women you can't even tell. And I'm sure there have been men who have seen a transgender woman not knowing that she's trans and probably try to talk to her or admired how she looked. Okay, you were attracted to a transgender woman. You didn't know, but you found that person attractive. So that's how I looked at it. I didn't see it as a big deal. But a lot of people were like, oh, people started talking. So anyway, he's doing this interview and he mentions his this workshop that he is a part of and just talked about his support for the trans community and how he went to school with some trans kids, so this is nothing new for him. He's been involved with the trans community ever since he was young. He also mentioned how at a young age he found his attraction for them, and he was confused. He was trying to figure things out, like, what does this mean? Does this mean I'm gay? Whatever. So the interviewer brought up the allegations by this transgender woman by the name of Maria Lopez Ebony, who is accusing Malik of soliciting her for sex at the age of 13 and again at 16. So when the question was presented to Malik, he was pretty calm. He was just like, I don't know this person. I don't know what this is about. He talked about how basically this is why people uh have their eyebrows raised towards the trans community, because here you have this cisgender male who is standing with them for their cause, and he's been accused of doing something as heinous as soliciting a child for sex. Then he compares himself to Gandhi, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. Like, really, Malik? Like, he is what I call the art of deflection, because he just started talking about bullet wounds and how he identifies with, saying you're one thing and people accusing you of being another thing, and that's how the trans community feel. That's how they feel, and he can relate to it. So Terrell brings up, well, there are other transgender sex workers who are accusing you of the same thing. See, now Malik thought it was just going to be about this Mariah person, but he let it be known. Look, all you gotta do is Google your name, and social media is other transgender women out there who are accusing you. He asked Malik. He was like, basically, the trans community are not buying it. They feel like you are using this. Um, Basically, he has a fetish. That's what they're trying to say. Like, he's using this for his own agenda. He's not really standing with them, for their issues and their cause. And again, he brings up these other trans women saying that he solicited them for sex. And so at this point, Malik is getting pissed and he's hot. He is hot. So he was basically saying he felt like this is a setup, that the day before they talked for 4 hours, basically going over the interview. And I guess with celebrities, whenever there's a scheduled interview, they either meet or they will send the questions ahead of time, or the celebrity or their PR will send information, basic statement, basically saying, look, this subject is, this topic is off subject. um it's off limits. We're not going to talk about this. Don't ask them that. We will talk about this. We will answer these questions. They pretty much have it where when they finally sit down, they know what's going to be asked and they're pretty much prepared with their already scripted answer. So, anyway, Malik is pissed and he's like, we sat for 4 hours yesterday talking about how this was going to go down, the questions. And so Terrell was like, yeah, and you knew I was going to ask this question. I told you I was going to ask this question. We agreed on it, and that's what I'm doing. Like, he don't, in other words, he doesn't understand why Malik is just going off. And so later Malik broke it down. He was like, we were supposed to spend 20 minutes on this, then we were going to talk about this, then we were going to bring up the rumors and just spend 20 minutes on it, but you keep bringing it up. Like, basically this whole interview is about that. Y'all brought me in here basically to set me up and to talk about the allegations, not about my workshop and the work I'm doing in the trans community. So he is pissed off at me. You know what? It was actually sad to watch. It was. I mean, I get what he was saying. Like, if we agreed this is how the interview was going to go and we all agreed to it, I mean, now you can go by the book, go by the script, and of course there's always going to be some ad lib because the conversation can bring up other things that will cause you to deviate from the interview. So I see where he's going with that, but Malik, if you are actually doing these things, you're going to be called out on it. And I'm actually questioning why he's doing so many interviews regarding the transgender community. It's almost like he's trying to get ahead of a much bigger story that's going to come out. I don't know. Anyway, so he's pissed off. He's taking off his mic. He's dropping the F bomb. He's like, F you, F this interview. And, he's just like, what the hell is wrong with you? And, you setting me up and this is my life, which so sound like the R. Kelly interview. Y'all remember R. Kelly with Gayle King and he's talking about the whole, this is my life and this. Malik said the same thing. This is my life, and this ain't no joke. So he takes off the mic. He walks off, and he's like in the background, but the cameras are still rolling, and the audio is still going. And so he's asking for the SD cards. He's like, I'm not consenting to any of this. Yeah, I can't use this footage. Give me the cards. And they basically was like, nah, we can't do that. We can't give you the cards. And then everything goes off, and that was pretty much the end of the interview. Malik, I'm gonna need you to get it together. If you are gay, bi, I don't even know all the terms, so please forgive me. I'm not trying to be facetious. I don't know. Just stand in your truth. Do what you do. But if you are out here soliciting minors, okay, if you are abusing minors for your sexual needs, you have a problem and you need to be called out. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on to Demi Moore. So Demi Moore has come out with this book called Inside Out, and in it she's talking about her marriage to Ashton Kutcher. So a little bit of that, she's basically saying how Ashton convinced her to have threesomes, and he basically was using that to justify his infidelity. She talked about how she was sober for 20 years, and he pretty much was mocking her, like, oh, it's not a real thing. It's nothing wrong if you do it in moderation. So she was saying how she tried to conform to be this woman that he wanted. Like, she put him first. It was all about him. She was all about pleasing him. And she was saying how once she started drinking, of course, it got out of control because she's an alcoholic. And so she would get out of control. She talked about a time, I think it was her birthday, and she had got really, really drunk, basically passed out. He took pictures of her and was showing her, basically shaming her. So it was like he was telling her alcoholism is not a real thing. You should take a drink in moderation. Of course, she couldn't handle it. And then once she got to the point where she couldn't handle it, instead of helping her, he mocked her. He shamed her by taking pictures and showing her, and just so she was just talking about how she wanted to fit in. She wanted to be the fun girl, show him that even though there's this age difference, he's not missing out on anything. She can still be she can still hang with him and people his age. Then she dropped the bombshell and talked about how I think she was 15 or 16, and how she was raped by this man that paid her mother $500. Ooh, look, I don't know why that hit me like that. Like, I'm literally getting emotional right now speaking on it. Um, yeah, well, that's what she said. And it made me feel just so sad for her. It, it- Demi Moore is by far one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. At least I think so. I think she is absolutely beautiful. And we look at these celebrities, we put them on pedestals, we admire them, we envy them, we think they have this wonderful life, all this money, all this attention, and just this perfect life, and you never know what is really and truly going on. And a lot of them have been abused. A lot of them have been abused in Hollywood to get certain roles. And when we see them strung out on drugs, or alcohol, a lot of it is coping mechanism. It's so they can get through the abuse. And so just all of that, you would have never guessed that here she is with this younger guy. I'm pretty sure a lot of older women looked at it like, wow, she got this younger guy who loves her. He get along with her daughters. He get along with her ex-husband. They seem like one big happy family. And the whole time behind closed doors, she's been abused. You know, he may not have been hitting her, but what he was doing was not cool at all. And she was pregnant by him, had a miscarriage, and it's just, I hope that she can finally find peace with herself, and just live her best life. I can't even imagine going through all that she's gone through. But yeah, I don't know if I plan to buy her book. A lot of things are trigger for me, and yeah, I that whole being sold by her mother, it just really hit me, because I just, you hear stories about it, and it just, it's so gut wrenching. It really is. But anyway, guys, so that's it. That is my Random Thoughts Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave me comments. Make sure you subscribe so you can become a part of the family, and when I upload my next video. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much and take care.